me tell you a story. Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the one hoping for a snow day.
Oh, I'm Erin, and the one who's pissed that we're not really getting one no matter what.
Oh, I know. How could they do that to us?
It's really rude, actually.
I mean, how could they really do that to humanity? It's taking away your childhood.
Yeah, it is. It's infuriating. Listen, I know I don't want to sound insensitive. It's always fun when you start a sentence that way. COVID brought a lot of crap, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
And on the grand scheme of things, this is not the worst thing in the world.
Oh, absolutely. That's true.
But also,
it's not the best thing either.
COVID brought a lot of good too. Like there are some things where
Yeah.
you're like, oh my gosh, drive-through flu shots for my kids? Yes. Always.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right?
There are some things. I mean, a lot of people get to work from home now because they're like cut down on those costs.
Yeah.
And they love it. Wonderful. A snow day is a sacred day.
It's a sacred day. It's something that you wake up. Yeah. It's magical.
Yeah.
It's magical as a 40-year-old teacher, not as a 42-year-old one, though, because now you don't get them anymore.
It's so rude. You should at least get 5 regular snow days.
And then they go to NTI.
And then like, okay, we're going to be here all summer. Let's do NTI. Fine.
Right.
I'll take that.
Oh, totally agree.
Don't you dare take away. This is our first threat of actual snow day weather, and we got to be online. Are you freaking kidding me?
Ridiculous. You should run for president. That was great. That was a great platform.
Not just like school board or anything.
No, president. I mean, go all the way to the top.
Just skip all the middlemen.
Listen, the state that the world is in right now, especially America, I'm like, no, please, somebody run for president that I would like.
I am not a leader.
That's true.
Very much been addressed on this podcast and in my life. I am a follower, and that's my place, and I don't want to be the president.
You're not, okay, I don't think that you're a follower as far as like just whichever way the wind blows.
No, but like give me something to do and I'll do it. And I'll do it so good.
Yeah, you're a task doer.
Yes, I'm a great team member. I'm not a great team lead.
Yep, there you go.
And I do not want to run a country. I barely want to run this house, but like what else am I going to do? We would literally be drowning without it. So it's like, maybe not literally. We probably wouldn't literally be drowning.
That would be weird.
That was a big use of that word, and I hate when people say literally and they don't literally mean it. So we would be in trouble.
There you go. It would be.
I'm sure somebody'd step up. I'm just saying right now I'm leading it.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
I think you're doing an amazing job.
Okay, thanks.
And I think that you'd be a great president, but you're right. Maybe not.
No. I mean, I'd make it work.
Okay, be an assistant. Be the what are they called? I'm like
vice president.
Yeah, I'm used to assistant principal.
No.
Be the vice president, and then like put it in the ear about snow days. You don't mess with those.
Just don't mess with them.
Yeah, come on,
so
people.
Rude. That's so rude. Somebody posted. They're like, "Oh, I hope we get a snow day." Stephanie, she's in a different county, and I was like, "Do you really get a snow day?" And she's like, "Oh no, it'd be NTI." I was like, "Oh." It's ruined everywhere.
It has. And, I don't even know why I'm excited other than I might get like 20 or 30 more minutes of sleep, because then my snow day is not managing other people's kids that I can then get a break from or what. No, it's managing all 3 of my kids while managing other people's kids from afar.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. I could teach online all day, every day. I can't teach my kids.
And mom and teach at the same time.
Last time I did it, my house almost burned down.
Right,
so
right.
I can't do it. I don't want to go back.
Last time we did it, we were so starved for anything enjoyable in our life. We made this podcast.
Oh my gosh. What do we do next?
I don't know.
TV.
Imagine what these snow days are going to bring. Okay, I've rethought it. I am just the skeptical one. I'm no longer the one hoping for a snow day.
Well, I mean, I'll take one. It's fine.
Yeah.
One day is fine. I mean...
I guess it's still just the idea of the snow day. It's exciting.
The surprise.
Yeah, the surprise. But then it's like the surprise. Oh, somebody just shit all over that surprise. That's sad.
Man, I hate when people shit over surprises.
It's so rude. It's just the rudest thing to do. Speaking of surprises, we had a great surprise party this weekend.
Yes, we did. Our dad turned 75.
Happy birthday, Gary Clem.
Yeah, we had a big old party. We had people come in from all over the country.
The famous Aunt Marcia.
Oh, yes.
That you all know. We've all talked about Aunt Marcia quite a bit. And she said she started listening again.
Yes.
So excited for that. She didn't stop listening for any reason. She just, it was one of those things you just kind of, they were fun in the beginning, and then I just lost interest, and now I'm back.
Yes. Yeah, she was going to stay with us, and she said, well, is Anthony going to bug me if I come over? I was like, funny. Oh, look at you. Dropping names of our ghosts.
Hilarious. I know. And then as we were talking about it last night, I thought, oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't bring up the fact that we talked about vibrators one time on there. That makes it awkward when you're family members.
Yeah, I got a little drunk. Oh, I did. I got pretty drunk that night and at the party. And she said something about our new suite. And she's like, now you're so far away from the kids, you can have crazy sex.
Oh,
and instead of getting embarrassed, I went, well, we tried. I went full into the story. And halfway through, I was like, ew, why am I telling this story? Why am I telling
my Aunt Marcia this story?
But now I got to tell you all.
Yeah.
So the other night, first night in the new bedroom.
Okay.
You got to christen it.
Heck yeah.
And we really are far away.
Yeah, you're tucked away.
Right. Like I tell my kids, if you need me in the middle of the night, you have to scream because I won't hear it otherwise. Yeah. So anyways, all the kids, they're like, oh yeah, we have our new room. So they've been in their room for hours. They didn't want to come out. They're decorating it. They're whatever. So it's like a Friday night. I'm like, okay, great.
Hello.
I said, well, we're going to go to bed. We're so tired.
Wink, wink, Kevin.
And we, go back to the room and things start happening. And then.
Like what? I'm just kidding.
We get a knock on the door.
No.
And I was like, What do you want? What? I've been here all night. What do you want?
Oh my gosh.
And Penelope goes, I need you to sign my report card.
On a Friday night?
On a Friday night at like 10:30. I was like, honey, I'll sign it in the morning. I really need you to sign it now. I have to make sure. I'm like, I will be up in 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes.
Mama's a little busy.
Oh my goodness gracious.
It is the worst.
It's like she was like, oh, I'm going to go ruin some fun.
Yeah. Yep. I know. It's like a clock. You can always tell when we're about to do something because one of the kids is going to need something immediately. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why is that?
Yeah.
Middle of the night, quiet. There we go.
Right.
There goes the baby crying. And and every time James goes, on cue. I'm like, I know.
I told my babysitter back when I just had Sophie, like she was a little tiny. I said, yeah, Sophie keeps like walking in on us. It's really awkward. And she's like, well, don't you lock the door? I was like, oh. I hadn't thought about that.
There's a thought. I guess my door locks.
She's like, do. I didn't think of her like, I wouldn't want to lock my door to my kids in the middle of the night, but maybe for, 20 minutes or something. Yeah. It's fine. So thank you, Trisha, for that parenting advice. It has come in handy and it has saved my kids lots of trauma.
You know what I also just realized is that we said happy birthday to Dad in this episode, but he could never listen to this.
Oh, no, we cannot. Never. He cannot know that we've had sex.
Like when I know, we cannot disclose that information to him. But when I said happy birthday to him, I thought, oh, I'll tell him to listen to this. And then now I'm going, oh, no.
No, so you talked about vibrators.
Oh, golly. What do we do to ourselves? So if you know Gary and you're listening to this right now, do not tell him to listen to this episode.
Also,
absolutely
don't talk about the fact that you listen to this episode.
Yeah. Why are you listening? Besides Aunt Marcia.
You can listen. You were pretty cool. You took that story in stride. You were fine.
Definitely.
And you're the one who brought up crazy sex. Yeah. Weird.
It's because it's Aunt Marcia.
I know.
She's so funny. She like you forget. She's like, oh, I forgot that you're mom and dad's best friend, not our best friend.
Right.
Oh, so fun.
I think we're to that point.
Yeah, we're adults.
We're adults.
When are we going to start feeling like adults?
I don't know.
You have an adult house now. So
do.
Maybe it'll start like settling in and sinking in.
I don't think so.
I don't either. Like when I go to pay a bill, I'm always like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have enough money in my account to pay this bill.
I can't believe they're letting me do this.
Right. Do they know? Do they know that I'm still a kid?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird to think that everybody must feel that way.
You think? Or do you think some people just like adulthood fits on them?
I don't know. There's a new guy at work and I just automatically assume everybody's 20 years older than me at work.
Yeah, me too. It's so not true.
It's not a possibility anymore because I'm in middle age.
Yeah.
I'm middle age here. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to him at one point and I started looking at him and I was like, I bet we're the exact same age.
Oh my gosh, how weird.
I couldn't ask him because then I was like, I don't want him to think I'm like coming on like, so
how old are you?
I didn't want to do that. But I was like,
I've got a bedroom all the way in the back of the house now. How old are you, fella?
Oh my gosh. No, I'm just very curious. How old are people?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, and age is so weird because you can look at some people and they look it's just so off.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever really feel like I see somebody and go, they definitely look their age.
Yeah.
I can never pinpoint the age of somebody.
Right. Like my dad is still golfing.
Young and partying until 11 o'clock. It did as soon as it hit at his party. As soon as it got close to 11 o'clock, he started going, now listen, guys, it is my bedtime. That man will not miss his bedtime for anything.
No. There were people from like
Pittsburgh, people from
Florida,
South Carolina. Yeah.
Tennessee, everywhere. They came in from everywhere. And he's like, well, it's 11 o'clock, guys.
Gotta go. Don't know where y'all are going, but I'm going home, going to bed. So maybe that's why he looks a lot younger than what he really is.
Yeah, that's true.
Always hits that bedtime.
I'm going to look so old.
Oh, gosh. I know you never sleep.
I never sleep. It's overrated.
Oh, man. I wish I could get more of it, but I can't.
Oh, boy. I have a super short scary thing that happened last night.
Oh, here in the house?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about it.
So I was getting everything, I was like carrying laundry, trying to get everything situated before I go back to start folding laundry.
Okay.
And as mentioned several times, so we won't go into detail, my house is suddenly gorgeous.
Yes.
So I was admiring it for a minute, but I am kind of distracted. I'm like sweeping things up and trying to get everything. All the kids have gone into their room.
Uh-huh.
Definitely one of them is asleep. And I heard clear as day, one of my kids say, Mom, I wasn't scared. I knew who it was. It was Nora. It sounded just like Nora.
Okay.
And I went, what? And I looked, nobody's there. I look in her room, lights are off. She's asleep.
Weird.
But it was like a mimic.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I looked, there's nobody up or around, and I swear I heard it. It was very spooky.
That is always, it gives you the chills.
Yeah.
But don't you think that it's some like replayed memory that's happening? Like you're distracted and you're doing something you've probably done a million times that has probably happened to you a million times in that moment. Like you're cleaning, you're sweeping. How many times have your kids been like, Mom, whenever you're trying to get anything done, your husband or housework, they're always interrupting. Oh. And so that mom, it's just like, you know, it's coming because this is something you've done so many times. No, you don't think so? It was it sounded so audible.
Yes. It didn't sound like, did I hear something? It was, Mom.
Was it exploding head syndrome?
I feel like that's got to sound like a crash or something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't either.
And one last thing before we move on.
Okay.
Did you see that Nick has posted a picture?
No.
Of my sexual awakening?
No. Shut up.
That sounds really weird to say that whole sentence all together.
Oh my gosh, Erin, I went back and listened to that episode. And I can't get over it, girl. You cracking me up. I mean, you can get all this, but you really did crack me up. You were like, there's just something about him. Okay.
So now that I'm looking at it again.
Yes. I mean, and look at it again.
Yeah.
It's horrible. He's horrible looking.
He's not horrible looking, but he is not my type. He looks like Peter Gallagher. I had to look up his name. Oh. The guy from While You Were Sleeping. I need you to picture that guy first.
While You Were Sleeping.
You know the guy who's in the coma?
Oh, darker.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. He's very kind of mafia looking. Oh my gosh, that's
Look
hilarious.
At the mushrooms.
They're totally mushrooms in that.
I know.
Oh my gosh, he's a cat person though, Erin. Sorry.
I know.
But also, did you notice he has Mom and Dad's kitchen?
Oh my gosh, he does.
Like that's so Mom and Dad's kitchen. That must have just been a very popular style back in the 80s.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man.
But the best part about this picture is that Nick's comment was, Erin, Megan, the transition from girlhood to womanhood starts with ... this. Oh my gosh, I died.
Not for me, Nick. Not for me. Gosh, I'd have to sit there and do some investigating about when it happened. I really think it was Michael Jackson, oddly enough.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Very strange, but I had a big crush on him.
Well, all right.
To each their own. You like mushrooms?
Yeah, I'm not in the space to judge.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's great.
All right. So when I did my last Reddit haul, I got this one person who said that I could read from something they had already posted.
Nice.
So we don't have any opener.
Okay.
I don't have any he, she, them, they, don't know. We're going straight in.
We're going into mystery and surprise.
That's right. Actually, before I get started, You know why I like this person's post so
Why?
much? Because one person was like, oh my gosh, I've posted so many stories. Go to my profile.
Oh, nice.
I was like, great. I don't know how to find your profile on Reddit. I tried for like 5 minutes. I'm like, nope, shit. I don't know. You know what this person did?
They told you.
If you want, you can read this story. I posted it here, and there was a link where it said here. I pressed it, and it went right to it.
Nice. But also, let's go back to that other person.
Yeah, and you can. I don't know how.
Well, you could just communicate. Like, you can ask questions still. Still, in this day and age, you can say, hey, friend, could you show me how to do that?
Yeah, well, I will, but I was trying to prepare for tonight's episode.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But this person had a link. Click here. Boom. Yeah. Bam, I'm here. I didn't have to look anywhere. I love it. Mm-hmm. Okay. When I was in college in the late 90s, I spent a couple of summers on campus in small town central Wisconsin, if you're curious.
I was.
On the cleaning crew in the dormitories. Since there were not many of us living on campus over the summer, they decided to put the cleaning and maintenance crews all in one building over the summer just to try it out. Typically, they had front desk staff living in whichever building they primarily worked in, and the cleaning and maintenance crews spread out evenly among the same buildings. They decided to put us in H Hall, not its real name, obviously, which had just been reopened that year. Prior to that year, it had sat unoccupied for several years, but they reopened H Hall because they had an influx of students who wouldn't fit in the rest of the buildings. So it makes you wonder, why was it closed? Why did it sit empty for several years? So on this particular campus, the dormitories were built in groups of 4, referred to as quads. This particular quad was built in the late 1950s into the 60s, and they'd all been equipped with dumbwaiters for moving students' belongings in and out of the upper floors. By the time we were on campus, the dumbwaiters had long been out of use. Rumors started that there had been accidents with them in which people were hurt or killed.
What are they doing with these dumbwaiters?
Well, I'm about to tell you one.
Oh, okay.
The stories I heard about H Hall was that a student had decided to ride up with her baggage on move-in day.
Oh, no.
Despite rules against it. The dumbwaiter got stuck on its way up, and since it was between floors, she couldn't get out. Before they were able to get her out, she suffocated and died.
Oh, that's horrible.
Now, I will say this is a rumor. It's like a story they heard.
Like an urban legend.
Right. Which we had a billion of those at Western.
I mean, that's like what dorms are made for.
Right. Oh, man. It was fun.
So fun. I know. Don't you just let's pause and go back there for a second in our minds. What we didn't know how good we had it.
I know. It was fun. You could go down one floor and make out with the boys and then go back up. It was great.
I didn't get all that.
Oh, okay. There were so few of us staying in the building that summer, about 20 people in the building designed to house about 175, that things tended to be very quiet. Yet the whole time we would hear doors slamming on unoccupied wings of the building, and every door of every empty room was locked. So there was no place for them to hide.
Okay.
One day I decided to turn on my boombox. The tape player had gone wonky earlier that summer and stopped working altogether. So I tried the radio, but I never could get a station in that room for whatever reason.
Try the Walkman.
So I turned on my trusty CD player.
Oh, okay.
The CD player had started skipping a bit here and there that summer as well, but it was never anything major. This particular day, however, it wouldn't stop skipping for more than a couple of seconds at a time, and even skipped to the next track at one point. I hadn't been sleeping well that week, and I was hot and tired from a long day of work. So at this point, my exhaustion and stress got the best of me, and I yelled to my otherwise empty room, I know you're here, and I'm sorry for what you've gone through. I don't expect you to leave, but please leave me alone.
I have never yelled that. It's funny. no matter how frustrated I've gotten, no matter what's happened, those words have never left my mouth in an empty room.
Well, you're not a believer.
So what happened? Did the CD stop?
The skipping stopped immediately, and whatever I'd been listening to continued uninterrupted, as if nothing had ever happened.
It's like I've heard a ghost story before. Did you hear that?
That CD player still works and has never skipped since. That was the 90s, and that CD player is still working.
Let me tell you, this whole time I'm like so nostalgic. The 90s, it's just like been so in the forefront of everything right now. Yeah, I had to explain what a Walkman was to Blake earlier, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds so cool." I'm like, "Yeah, except for that you always had to have a tape with you, unless you wanted to listen to the radio." Well, I would listen to the radio. I'm like, you literally have devices in this house.
You have a computer in your pocket right now.
Well, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't.
He doesn't because I'm poor kid's got a behavior coach for a stepmom. I'm like, point sheeted up and no cell phone. Sorry about your luck. But not sorry.
I listened to this.
What?
The other day, I was in my class teaching 3rd grade. Okay. Did I tell you this already?
No, if you did, I don't remember it.
Okay. We're sitting there, and weaving is the only activity that I try to get the kids to stay quiet through the whole time because it does take concentration. And some people cannot weave well. And when there's talking, they really cannot weave well.
Okay.
So that's the only major project that I'm like, we're not talking during this. If you have a question, you whisper, and otherwise, we're listening to music.
Okay. That's nice of you to let them listen to music.
Well, yeah. We listen to music all the time in my room.
Nice.
So we were listening to all the crap music that they recommend. So some song from a Disney rom-com zombie song came on, and I watched this little girl know every single word to it. And then I Want to Dance with Somebody comes on.
I want to dance with somebody.
That's right. That's right. And so I said, as an excuse, because I had already said a million times, I was like, guys, come on. We can't talk during Whitney. We got to get quiet.
Uh-huh.
And all of them, except for one little girl next to me, went, "Who's Whitney?" And she was aghast as well.
Oh,
like, "Who's Whitney?" I was like, "Are you hearing this? Can you believe it?" I said, "Yeah, Whitney, as in like, I will always love you."
They had not heard
crickets.
Shut
Never
your
heard of it.
Mouth.
So I said, "We are stopping. Everybody, stop weaving right now."
Oh yeah, you got it. Did you introduce them all?
Yeah, I played the song. I said, "You can weave." But I'm not kidding. If you're talking right now, I'm writing your parents a letter. Because
you will listen.
They've already failed you by not letting. I was like, they're the ones getting in trouble. I'm going to write them a message and say, "Oh, how dare?
How dare?"
So they didn't speak a word the whole time. They're like rolling their eyes. It gets to the part where like the music. I was like, wait. Everybody stopped and looked at me, and I like mouthed it like I was like, I'm like big, and they were dying.
I mean, if she's not Teacher of the Year, I want you to get up there and do the Disney speech for Teacher of the Year with that exact story. So why are you getting Teacher of the Year?
Well, I introduced them to Whitney.
Because Whitney Houston.
We're failing them.
Their parents suck.
Are you kidding me? That's just
I know, that's so ridiculous.
Oh, it's so weird to me.
It's no offense to Bloom, but it's Bloom. I'm thinking, I'm picturing a lot of like Lumineer parents, which whatever. I love Lumineers too.
Yeah.
But you still got to go back to. I'm like,
you got to go to the classics.
Yeah, but I'm picturing, just a lot of what's that? What is that? Not hippie, but it's like
hipster.
A lot of hipster music happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of hipster music. Yeah.
But it's Whitney.
It's Whitney. And you can't let your kids know every word to Zombie 3 opening song.
Yeah, that's not hipster.
And not know Whitney Houston.
Yeah,
I will always love you. Get out of here with that.
Build that bridge somewhere.
That's right. They were all, half of them were really freaked out that I was going to call their parents. And I was like, listen, if I talk to your parents, you're not the one in trouble. It is them. So relax.
I love those fun times when you can make all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm a comedian. And my entire class of kids are my audience. Here we go. Let's get warmed up.
It was fun.
Yes.
Okay. Debunk.
Where were we at? What happened?
You're ready to so honest. You weren't even trying to be funny.
It's because it's so true. I have no idea.
There's CD that have been skipping.
That's it.
Oh my gosh, Megan. They are a Reddit user. They're never going to listen.
So sorry. Okay. I wasn't going to admit it earlier, but it is a Charlie night. I'm about to read Charlie's story. So in honor of Charlie, we may have taken a little bit of the gummy. And I told Aaron, don't talk about it. But now I have to because I'm crying. Oh my gosh, Aaron. I really thought there was more to that story.
No, it's the fact that they
blocked out.
Verbalized, don't do this anymore.
Okay.
And then it was like, oh, all right, fine, I'll stop.
Okay.
And it's
yeah, a lot of people think that that's a big deal.
That would be a big deal.
No, I think it's just called a coincidence, though.
Coincidences are not just coincidences, though.
But what if they just are? Okay, here's my thing, is that I just think that, oh man, I don't know what I think about it all. I just think that it is just like one of those moments where something happened at the same time that you happen to command something. You're like, oh my gosh, did I make that happen?
But it was progressively getting worse.
Okay, well.
And they said that.
Okay, Let me ask this question to this Reddit person. Did it ever go back to being worse again?
No, they wrote it still works.
I told you. I blocked that out.
They wrote on there
okay,
that it's been working since, and that was the 90s.
I would just say, as a person who owned a CD player and CDs that skipped a lot, like maybe it wasn't the actual CD player, maybe it was the CD.
But it immediately started working and then never gave them problems ever again for 30 plus years.
I'm sure at some point they changed the CD. Therefore, it wasn't the CD player, it was the CD.
Okay.
I mean, I listened to Jewel. There was one like so many times.
Jewel takes me back.
Right?
More than any other music.
Wasn't she like the theme song of all of your love trials gone wrong?
You know what I did?
Until like my 30s, really.
I would go down into the office. This is why I don't have a computer where I don't walk by anymore. Because when I was a kid, like a chubby kid who never got any male attention, I would put Jewel on and then I would get on AOL, dial in and go to the chat rooms and be like, yes, I'm a supermodel in here. And that is why.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird. I feel like we have a shared memory. But there was only one computer room. So did we like take turns?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it was, I loved it down there. And every time I hear Jewel, I'm like, oh, I want to go talk to strangers.
I know. And tell them how hot I am.
Right. It's weird.
For like an hour and a half. And like, well, good night. Boy, am I looking hot in my mind.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's hilarious and so sad and so true. All the same. Oh my. Okay. So yeah, I think it was like the CD's just skipping.
Okay.
That's
fine.
Just my thing.
I don't think so, because I think it's too coincidental that it stopped all at once, but we have a whole nother story to read.
Oh, yes.
So I'm gonna let us move on.
Well, welcome, Reddit listener. I hope you listen.
You'll never listen again. I'm so sorry. I do believe you.
Well, again, it's in the title. I don't feel like we've hidden anything from anybody. Okay. Oh my gosh. So we did not talk about this yet.
Oh my goodness. The best part of this weekend.
But I mean, well, it's just Trump dad. We have known him our entire lives.
I'll take it back, but it was so good.
Mean, but it was like nuzzled right up there.
I did not know what you were about to say. It's like, nut. What? I did not nut.
Aaron, that would be you. You would say something that gross. I was saying it nuzzled right up there with Dad.
It did.
We got a crab dinner all the way from Seattle.
It was, where they throw the fish?
Yes.
It was from that place.
It's insane. And they were the biggest claws I have ever seen on any animal, but a crab alone. I mean, it was incredible.
It was amazing. You made the best melted butter I think I've ever had in my life. Which sounds like all you did was butter, but you had a lot of garlic in there. I actually woke up.
I did a lot more than just butter. I fixed your whole family pork chops and mashed potatoes and peas. And I did the crab dinner.
And the butter. I was just saying the way I said it sounded like, ooh, your melted butter was incredible. But it was.
Everything I touch is butter.
I woke up the next morning and felt like I was sweating that garlic. Like I was like, I feel oily and garlicky.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Kevin tried to snuggle up and I was like, ooh, don't touch me. I need to shower. It was worth it.
So worth it, though.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
So good.
It was so good. I didn't have a kitchen to cook in.
Yeah.
So we came over to your house and we had a fun little crab cracking night.
It was so fun. Yeah. And then we get to that part. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have any crackers. I just have scissors. So we used my kitchen scissors. Worked well.
Yeah.
Apparently you don't even need those crackers.
You know what else I learned? Kevin loves cracking crabs. He doesn't like eating them.
Oh, he was so good at it too.
It was so nice.
Yeah, he just owned that crab.
I felt like a royal.
Yeah, like, let me feed you your crab, darling.
Oh, you want me to just drop these in the butter for you? I was like, yes, please, peasant. You crack those crabs and I'll eat them when I'm ready.
Meanwhile, my husband's over there. He's like, oh no, I don't want to make you do all the work, and then you've been sitting there, you haven't even had a bite yet. And I'm like, I offer. He's like, oh, but yeah, I'm totally gonna take a bite of that.
Yeah, I got the best of both worlds because my husband was like, I'll try a bite.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, we both love crab.
Oh, so good. All my kids kept eating mine, so it's fine. But I mean, I definitely ate enough.
Oh, there was plenty.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. It's like, oh my good grief, this is for days. So Charlie.
So we're celebrating Charlie.
Yeah, all night. This is really an episode dedicated to you, my friend. We had one of your fun things just sent us in the mail.
Mm-hmm. It was a weird way of saying it, but yes.
Well, I realized maybe I should go incognito there for a minute.
Yeah, good. Now's the time. We also went the halfway again because you can't. We talked about it before. I didn't want it to get hard if we only did a quarter.
No,
and then we had
so
a half
sad.
Sitting there. It would get all dried out.
And it'd be so sad. It'd be like this shriveled little thing. Like, I tried to survive.
The weird thing is I'm still totally good at making us for some reason. Not.
Shh, don't tell everybody.
Okay, your turn.
So
good luck.
Okay. In honor of our lovely Charlie, whose name I have now changed to Champion Charlie.
Oh, she'll love it.
Oh, well, yeah. How could you be chomping at the bit, Charlie, after sitting? Well, I kid. Champion Charlie. It was amazing. So in honor, we are just all about you tonight. And we are going to read your story, or I'm going to. Queen of Denial is the subject line. My mom is the queen of, if I don't remember it, it didn't happen.
Oh, no, nothing would happen in my life.
Right. And I don't remember it that way, even if everyone else who was there remembers it the same way. She is the sunshine and rainbow type person, which is lovely most of the time, but it is not super helpful when you need some backup during a paranormal situation.
Oh, dear.
My stepdad, still husband number 4, traveled a lot when I was in high school, which was great for me since halfway through my senior year, I basically stopped sleeping in my room due to the eyes on the ceiling. Oh. You remember that from the last story?
Yeah.
The weird eyeballs
that
would
do.
look at her? Oof. Yeah, that's strange and not true. I'm kidding, Charlie.
It's true.
Mom had a great tradition that she did with us girls. When my stepdad was out of town, she let my little sister and I take turns sleeping in bed with her, and we would eat popcorn and watch TV, giggle, and talk.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Is the best mom.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that because Kevin works all the time at night. So,
are you telling me that's the only reason why you would invite them into your new bed?
In there all the time. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I know you better than that.
In fact, with Sophie or Penelope being sick right now, I was like, if she tries to come sleep in my bed, she totally is going to try.
You got carpet now, girl. It's not allowed you go sleep in her bed.
Oh, I'm gonna let her.
Oh, you're such a good mom. I mean, you're not like Charlie level mom.
No.
But you're pretty good. In that you would let her sleep in your renovated. Although even if it was my sister's turn, I would still fall asleep on the floor.
Oh.
On this particular night, my sister was staying at a friend's house, so it was just mom and myself. We had a great day, and we were tucked in watching TV and eating popcorn. After our show was over, my mom turned out the lights, and we were just laying there in bed, chatting about the day and giggling and drifting off on the edge of sleep. Mm-hmm. The house is dark, and we can hear the frogs, peepers, LOL, through the open bedroom window. Okay, new people listening to that, it's like,
why'd they stop?
First of all, that's so weird. And also, what a creepy laugh we both did at the same time. It was just weird.
So that's from an earlier episode. Then you have to tell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Was that Bigfoot episode?
I just remember it was Meg's story. And it was about, it was something about the country and listening to things, and it ended up being peepers, which were frogs.
Like bullfrogs, which we talk about frogs all the time. We heard frogs all the time growing up, but never called them peepers.
We're not going to tell you again. Go back and listen. It was a funny episode.
You should.
If you're new, go find it. It's fun. We were both in that sweet spot right on the edge of sleep when suddenly the slamming of cabinet doors startled us out of peaceful half sleep.
Oh, no, that's very creepy.
All the cabinets in the kitchen, we discovered in the next day, started opening and slamming shut. There's probably 20 in all, so it was loud.
Oh, my gosh.
I, of course, screamed, Mom, who was laying right next to me, and she yells, Charlotte. We are both staring at each other for what seemed like a minute, but of course, it was like 2 seconds.
Oh.
I know exactly what the sound was, but my mom yells at my sister, who is not at home, Jamie, stop it right now. The cabinet stopped for about 10 seconds.
Oh, my gosh.
That was
so
connected. The last story. Just long enough for her to turn the lights on. Just long enough for her to turn the lights on by her bed and look at me with those, see, it's nothing, mom eyes. As if on cue, they started back up again.
Oh, no.
I look to my mom for comfort and for her to fix this or at least make it go away. She is the mom. It's her job, right?
That's a lot of pressure.
That is a lot of pressure. Instead, now when I read this the first time, I swear I thought I was going to say she hid under the covers. And I was like, oh, that is hilarious. But no, not Charlie. Charlie's got a badass mom. Instead, when I look over, she has already jumped out of bed and is heading for the bedroom door. She didn't say, honey, come with me, or let's get out of here. She just bolts without me. Oh. Good thing I am young and quick. I'm on her heels down the stairs while the cabinets are still opening and shutting with a slam as we run out the front door.
So she could see it happening?
Yeah, but also you're missing the fact that
they didn't run towards the kitchen.
No, Charlie's mom was just getting the hell out of there.
Wasn't going to tell Charlie.
No, just
bye.
Like, we're gone. Either you're with me or you're not. Yeah.
I'm gone. It's up to you what you do. Yeah. But I'm not saying.
Somebody has to teach their kids to survive at some point. I guess that's a tough love way to do it. Oh, man. Let me say, I have never, ever seen my mom run. Oh. Sashay, yes. Glide for sure, but flat out run, never. Oh. I'm right behind her. I love this story so much because this is like the part that sticks out so much for Charlie. Like, I've never seen her run. I'm right behind her, not sure where we are going, but damn, we are going there fast. We end up running to our neighbor's house about 6 houses down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm like, aren't you friends with the next door neighbor?
Well, sometimes they're not as nice.
That's true.
I looked out. I got 2 good ones on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And across the street.
Bitch, you better run to my house first.
No, I'm getting real close with Melanie.
You really... The truth comes out. I'm getting real close with Melanie. Listen to you. Oh my gosh. You bitch. Okay. Yeah, you did not put me in that equation. You pointed to the houses.
I don't think of you as my neighbor.
But what's funny is that I completely put myself in that equation. Like, yeah, you did. Oh, wait, I don't think you meant me.
I didn't mean you.
Mom is pounding on the door. It's about 11 p.m. on a Friday night, so it's late, but not crazy late. David answered the door, and of course, he is not only surprised to see us on his front porch at 11 p.m., but even more surprised to see us in sleep shirts without shoes and out of breath.
Oh.
Mom just walks right in with a, good evening, David. Imagine her at this point sashaying.
She's Moira in my head.
Yes.
Good evening, David.
Good evening, David. I am right behind her, maybe crying a little bit and still in shock at seeing my mom run. I love that. Like, oh, when you've never seen anybody run, and then you're like, oh, wow, they can run.
Yeah,
that's weird. I did not picture them running. That's happened to me a couple times. I don't think I've ever seen Mom run.
No, I've definitely never seen Mom run.
Wow, that's funny. Now I'm thinking, have my kids ever seen me run?
My kids have seen me run. I got on a running kick.
Yeah,
for a little
my
bit.
Kids have seen me run too.
Yeah.
My students have definitely seen me run. I do that every day. Now I just can't stop picturing people running. What would they look like running? That's so weird. Okay.
Me again. I'm not even the one talking.
I know. I'm shushing myself.
Really. Oh, okay.
David's wife, Sheila, comes around the corner and asks us what's wrong. And before I can say a word, my mom says that she thinks there is an intruder in the house.
Oh.
I stand there dumbstruck and blurt out, Mom, all the cabinets were opening and slamming shut. It was not an intruder. She turns to me with those mom eyes and says, it was an intruder, and we just heard them dropping something. Deny.
Yep.
Sheila gives us both a drink. I'm pretty sure this is the first bourbon I ever had.
Oh my gosh. How old is Charlie?
I think she's like 5. No, I think she's like a teenager.
Oh, okay.
And puts us up in the spare room. Don't you think it is weird that my mom didn't want to call the police and have them come check out the house?
Mm-hmm.
Or at the very least have David go up and look? Nah, just take what you want, burglar. It's all yours. Morning arrives, and it's time to face the music. Mom and I do our walk of shame back up the house in our sleep shirts with bare feet in all our glory, which now seems strange that David nor Sheila gave us a ride. You're
right.
This was
it
the
was
part.
really nice of them to put you out for the night.
Yes, but why wouldn't they?
Yeah, no.
And
you're
also
right.
the next day, why wouldn't David or Sheila, somebody, David, walk up there and help him out?
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know.
As we get closer to the house, we both start walking slower, not talking about why we fled the house the night before. We get to the end of the walkway and look towards the front door, which of course is wide open. I guess that burglar didn't have the manners to shut the door behind him. Oh, wait, that was us. Mom is standing on the porch and has the nerve to say, "Honey, why don't you go first? I'm going to get the mail."
Oh my God. Your mom is cutthroat. Charlie, I'm so sorry. I bet you love your mom. She does not love you as much.
Oh, she is my hero. She's like, deuces, I'm out. This kid's not going to be the reason I die.
You check it out first.
Yeah, you go on in there, honey.
Oh my gosh. She's not saying anything we don't all want to be saying.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I know. It's wonderful. I'm like, I give her credit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. What? No. First off, and it's 9 a.m. The mailman hasn't even come yet. Also, it's your actual job to do the scary thing first.
Absolutely. Unfortunately.
It is. She squares her shoulders a bit, takes a deep breath, and walks into the house. She goes around the corner and down the hall into the kitchen. At this point, I am completely inside her personal space bubble. So when she stopped, I ran into her. I looked up to see why, and all the kitchen cabinet doors were wide open. She very slowly walked through the kitchen, shutting every upper and lower cabinet door. Why didn't you make a gasp there? I feel like that was... I'm like, are you asleep? Like normally that would be like,
I felt shocked.
You did. This is a podcast. I kind of need you to.
I didn't realize I hadn't done it.
To participate audibly.
Okay. Noted.
She very slowly walked through the kitchen, shutting every upper and lower cabinet door, not saying a word.
Oh, no. Serious, Mom.
There it is. Thank you. It's what I needed. I just stood there, scared from the inside out, watching my mom close the doors. Once she finished, she looked at me and said, "I was sure I closed these before we went to bed."
Yeah. Yeah, woman. You did.
Charlie writes, OMG. Not another word was said about it for years. And when it was brought up, her deadpan response was, "Oh, I don't remember it that way."
Oh.
And that's the end.
Oh, man. Story. That was great.
Oh, it was. I love the fact that it was such a shocking moment that this mother is so scared that she leaves her child behind, runs 6 doors down. Like, doesn't sound like she looked back.
No.
It's like
she was like, "Oh, look, Charlie made it too."
Yeah. Oh, glad you made it out. Yeah. And then it's like, "Oh, I guess I didn't shut these doors." I mean, that is, right. I would say, queen of denial.
Weird. Right.
Oh, because even if it was an intruder or whatever, why wouldn't an intruder look through all your cabinet doors?
Yeah. Well, but why would they keep opening and slamming them?
To get you out of the house so they could steal whatever's in your house.
They can't do 20 at one time unless there's a herd of them.
They can make it sound like that.
No, whatever. There's no way.
Yeah, but you hear cabinet doors slamming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're not sitting there going, "Wait, I think that's in like surround sound."
No, but you can hear that's one going up and down because it's the same spot.
So I'm like 3 intruders and we're all going at the same time.
Okay, maybe 3 intruders.
Now, I don't think it was intruders.
Okay.
That's not really, but what I'm just saying though is that
great.
Is that
what do you think it was?
At the very end, the mom, I just love Charlie's mom. The cabinet doors are still all open. That's right. So whether it's an intruder, whether she's in denial over a paranormal situation or not, maybe still deserves some attention. Like, well, let's ponder how this could have happened. But it said like, "Oh, I did not realize I opened all these doors." That's so funny to me.
Okay, so what do you think it was? You don't think it was an intruder?
Oh, no, I don't. I think it could have been a lot of things. I think that it could have been someone playing a trick on them. Could have been the sister coming home early, playing a trick. Could have been an intruder.
You said you didn't think it was.
No, I don't think it was. I think that it could have been a lot of things. It could have been an earthquake. When I say these things, I'm like, oh, Megan, you've said these a million times. But here's the thing.
It's an earthquake that their neighbor didn't feel.
Yeah, they're on the fault line. How big is a fault line? What if a fault line's like so
it's a pretty big line?
Tiny.
They're all big lines.
But what if this one wasn't?
I don't actually know. I don't have any idea.
You said that so call yourself not a leader. I was hook, line, and sinker. I'm like, oh wow, I bet they are really big.
They probably are big. I don't know.
I mean, it would make sense. Okay.
All right. So it was a ghost.
No. Okay. What I'm saying is, yes, it could be an intruder, but I always tend to go with like a squatter or an intruder.
Yeah.
But they did not investigate. So that's the other thing. Like, it could be a lot of things. Okay, I'm going to go here. It's that kind of night. What if it was an owl?
What?
Flapping around.
Oh my gosh.
There. Nobody investigated it. Here's where my like frustration with this podcast is or like the subject matter is that 9 times out of 10, the human brain gets so scared. I'm not saying like Charlie and her mom. It's the brain. It's going to do this. Like, it gets so scared that your flight response becomes so big.
That's true.
That you get the hell out of there before you investigate it, which lets your mind build this story that is not truly investigated. And so then people are like, oh, but that's fact. And that's how it happened. And that must be the only thing that our brain, the only little path our brain could take is that it was a spirit or a ghost. And I am here to say there are a lot of other explanations that it could be. Now, I'm also here to say, I don't know what the fuck they are. But why do we always go to ghost?
Because a ghost covers it.
No. So does an owl.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
Okay. So does an intruder looking through your cabinets. And then the doors are all left open.
But it sounded like they ran past and could see it happening.
Did she say that?
That's what it sounded like to me.
She said they ran down the stairs and
past the kitchen.
Yeah, like past right now. If you were to run out your bedroom door.
Well, okay.
Well, I guess you could. I guess that was bad.
No. Yeah, no. I would see it. I also feel like I, for some reason, can visualize her grown-up house exactly.
Yeah,
like
no, she's described it so many times.
If I was good at, good. I'm glad I was like, why do I feel that way?
No, she's described it enough. I feel like it
feels very open. It kind of feels like Brady Bunch, but with an open.
Yes,
kitchen.
That's what I picture too.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like a big stairway and an opener, like an opener.
An opener.
The kitchen is more open than what Brady Bunch was.
Okay.
But that's what I picture. And you would see that if you ran past it.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Well,
all I'm saying is I just feel like so many times we land on the spirit world without investigating other things.
Yeah.
And I think this was one of those episodes. I mean, because you had Charlie, who's admittedly terrified. And then you have Mom, who's like, oh, nothing ever happened. Like, sweep that under the rug. Sweep it under the rug. And maybe that's kind of the, like, blaming it on the spirit world just kind of feels like sweeping it under the rug. I'm like, maybe we investigate more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I get it. I would run out.
Kind of sound like a personal attack sentence on you, and I did not mean it to.
Oh, I didn't notice it.
My, could care less.
Well, all I know is that I bet that Charlie's mom wished she had a little bit of a boost the next day to go along with her morning coffee.
Oh, I bet that next day was so rough. If only she had taken a Magic Mind.
Yes, which is our fun new little drink that we've been having all week. They're a tiny little drink that I've noticed I really do feel more awake. Like I get through the whole day feeling more energized.
Yeah. Then once again, here I am on a Monday, wide awake and ready to go.
Yes, obviously, if you listen to this episode. No, they're really good, natural ingredients, and you can take them with your coffee, which is my favorite part. They're made out of stuff like matcha, agave, all kinds of yummy natural stuff. If you want to try Magic Mind, go to the website, www.magicmind.co/skepticalsister, and type the promo code at checkout, skeptical20. for 56% off your first subscription. That's more than half.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math, but that is. Or 20% off your first purchase.
Nice.
If you like listening to this podcast, you should check out our website at www.myskepticalsister.com, where you can write into us directly. You can find out about any future live events, and you can find out about our Patreon. $3 a month gets you extra content pretty much weekly, a sticker and a card from us, and $5 a month gets you all that plus a movie night once a week. And just to be proactive, February, we're doing it a week early. I'm pretty sure that's February 9th. We're going to watch a scary movie. We'll stream it, and you can join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Nice, like you haven't been to all of them.
You're just nice, and that you delivered that so well.
Okay, thank you. You can also write us directly at myskepticalsister@gmail.com, and you can definitely rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, and follow us on Spotify. And last but not least, follow us on our socials. We've got TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And I will talk to you guys next week. I'm turning it over to you, Megan.
Good night.
Oh, I'm so excited.
La 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 la.
Sometimes I fear that we're obnoxious.
Yeah, all the time. I hear that every week. I don't know why we have a single listener.
But then I have a follow-up thought with, I don't give a damn.
I'm not giggly yet, but my eyes feel weird.
Mine too. That's how it started for me. Oh, you're so close. I'm so excited. But not crazy late. Should I say that again? Crazy late.
You should, but only because I wasn't listening.
It's happening to you too. I can tell. Okay. Yes. Welcome to my world. I've been here alone for a little bit, but I'm glad you're here. Kind of. Okay. Just take what you want, burglar. I could never say it right.
Burglar.
Remember that one time?
Burglar.
We've done this before.
I know.
Oh, it's the hardest word in the world. I don't feel a thing.
I didn't. I do. I do now.
Okay.
Burglar.
Burglar. It's just such a stupid word. I can't get over it. Okay.
Okay.
It's even spelled stupid.
I'm not going to look at you.
Burglar. It's... I nailed that.
You can't hear me. You can't hear me.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, there it is.
It's so stupid. It doesn't sound like a word. Burglar.
That's a bad word.
It sounds like a sound.
An onomatopoeia?
An onomatopoeia. I guess that the burglar didn't... I just have to say it with disdain. When I say it with disdain, I nail it. Because I hate that word. Like, oh, burglar. Okay. I just wish you also wouldn't say that word so much. Like, why do you have to talk so much about a burglar?
So there's no place for them to hide.
Okay.
I had to rephrase that because I went nowhere.
Nowhere.
No,
my skint knee, and there's nowhere to go.
And there's nowhere to go, and we're fixing for a snow day.
Oh, and my goodbye, which, you know what, Erin?
I'm kidding.
Okay, let's cut them both.
Okay.
Let's see how good your ending goes. Ready? Tonight, I cut saying goodbye, and I cut fan favorite.
You're not even going to say goodbye in your own dumb way?
Oh, no, I'm cutting both segments tonight.
No, don't cut them both. That's just your cop-out. Now I don't even trust you.
Listen to her beg.
Fine. All right. I'll go for it. You just put your phone down. What are you looking for?
Nothing. I was ready for both.
Have you even said goodbye in Pig Latin? I don't think so.
I can't now. You cut both segments.
You've cut both segments. Okay. If you all
That's not possible. I just peed and I felt like I was going to pee my pants.
I tried to say guys and like yowls.
Yowls. Like jowls.